Today's episode of the Fan Feed Network podcast is brought to you by Bonnier Jewelry. Yo. What is up, everybody? Week 12 is underway, halfway through the day, almost to the 8 o'clock or 8 p.m. Eastern game. For those of you on the East Coast, we're currently watching the middle slate games, I guess you'd call them. But I got Caleb here again. We're going to react and break down all of the games from week 12 so far. It has been pretty nuts, pretty annoying, pretty boring in some ways. We've got a little bit of everything on this slate. So, Caleb, how are you today, bud?
Not too bad, man. Some cool things today, some not so cool things. I made a bunch of wrong fantasy moves.
Oof.
Yeah, nothing new. Let's see. That's what I want to tell you. I was debating in a Chops league to start either Emmanuel Wilson or Zach Charbonnet, and I went with the
You
latter.
started Charbonnet. Oh, that's just painful.
I can't get it right, man.
Gosh, yeah, and Emmanuel Wilson had a great game today.
I know it.
Even though he's buns, he's not a good football player. But yeah, I mean, I tried to make really good moves today. I was tinkering with my lineup one league. It's my only dynasty league that I'm undefeated in. But none of it mattered because Jahmyr Gibbs dumped 74 points on my dome piece. 74 points. It's a PPR league.
Oh.
It's a bonus league, so you get bonus points for 40 plus, 50 plus yard plays and touchdowns. You get an extra couple points. And of course, Gibbs just absolutely went off. Yeah, I had no chance.
That's wild. That's got hurt.
No, it was painful. It was painful. But we're still rolling. So yeah, we're watching some of these games. Honestly, the 4 o'clock slate's kind of a stinker slate. The Eagles-Cowboys game isn't really close right now. And Dak just threw a pick. And the Eagles did have too many men on the field, so that's going to get called back.
Gosh.
But I think the only game that was somewhat close is the Cardinals and Jags game, and I saw that Jacoby Brissett exited with an injury, but I'm not sure if he came back or what. Looks like he might have come back, but we'll get to those. But yeah, we'll start talking about. We'll start with the Thursday game. Before we do, guys, if you're new here, if you haven't been here before, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. You leave us a like, leave us some comments, all that good stuff. You can also follow us over there on social media, on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're active on all 3 of those. And then you can also listen to us on podcasts, anywhere you listen to podcasts. So Spotify, Apple, Amazon, whatever floats your boat, we're there. You can listen to us on your way into work or your way home or anywhere in between. But yeah, Cabes, let's talk about Thursday. Thursday night, we had the Bills take on the Texans in Houston. Did you stay up and watch that whole game?
Not the whole game. I stayed up till the end when the Bills were driving, and I'm watching Josh Allen just getting sacked every other play. I was like, oh my gosh, this just hurts to watch. Wow, dude. I know we've been harping on it, but the Texans defense, wow. Oh my gosh. I saw a reel on Instagram. It was like, who was on the sticks and Madden controlled the Texans defense Thursday night? Because good Lord.
Dude, they were unbelievable. And this goes back to my hot take at the beginning of the year, which was that the Texans would be a dark horse Super Bowl team. The whole thesis of that is the offense could be competent enough to keep them in games, but the defense would just be dominant. The defense would be so good that, especially once they get into the colder weather, that defense would start turning up the heat. And I mean, this was exactly that. I mean, the Bills, have been kind of a weird team this year. So you never really know what's going on, but they don't feel as strong as they have in the past. But yeah, like you said, dude, the Houston defense, 8 sacks. Will Anderson Jr. was just all in Josh Allen's face the entire game. Had 2.5 sacks in this one. I think they had a couple picks as well, didn't they?
2 picks, a forced fumble, which the fumble was beautiful. Khalil Shakir just caught one. What's the DB, number 4? I can see him. He's got dreads for the Texans.
You talking about
Oh
Caden
my
Bullock?
gosh, that might be him. He had a pick and the forced fumble.
Yeah, it's Caden
Um,
Bullock, number 2.
number 2. Okay, that's what
Yeah,
it was. I mean, dude was just
same
playing out
difference.
of his mind. I
Yeah,
mean, the biggest thing I'm looking at is that I feel bad for Josh Allen because I think teams are starting to figure him out and slow him down and shut him down a little bit. And Buffalo just refuses to get him any help anywhere.
yeah,
You got James Cook breaking out this year. James Cook's been playing really well, and that does take a
right,
little bit of pressure off of Josh. But in the receiving core, I mean, you have nothing. Khalil Shakir, he's a great little slot guy. They dropped some
right.
design plays for him to get the ball. He's great after the catch. Um, but you really need a more dominant receiver, a more consistent guy who can get open and be Josh's guy. Like look at when Stephon Diggs was there.
Yeah,
What a great duo they had. And it just seems like the Bills' luck is kind of running out. They've been trying to ride Josh Allen for years now and
yeah,
aren't doing anything else. And the
yeah.
defense is just way below mid, man, way below mid. Any given team
They're
can
so bad.
can give them the workings any night, you know. And the Texans' offense, nothing flashy at all, but they controlled the game very well. I thought no turnovers that I
Yep.
remember. Um, Again, Davis Mills got everyone involved. Jaden Higgins, 4 catches, 38 yards, touchdown. Christian Kirk got in there. Yeah, I mean, great showing by the Texans. They didn't have to get fancy. They just let their defense eat, and
Yeah.
defense did what they had to do.
Yeah, no, and I totally agree with you on this Bills thing with the receivers. Oh, what a play. Oh my gosh. Is this going to be a safety? Dog. Parker Washington just made the most boneheaded play I've ever seen. That's a safety.
That is a
Uh,
safety.
the Cardinals just punted the ball. It was the ball was going to bounce into the end zone, but one of the Cardinals players jumped and threw it back into the field of play. And instead of just letting the ball go, Parker Washington grabs the ball and then tries to make a play, and he runs back into the end zone from at least the like 3-4 yard line, and he runs back into the end zone and then gets tackled inside the end zone. So, yeah, not a
Why?
very. What are they saying?
Oh my gosh. No, I'm just watching the
It's
play.
crazy. I think they're
That's
calling it a first
wild.
down. Are they saying it can't be a safety? That feels weird. Unless he called fair catch, maybe. They're putting him at the 1.
Oh, they gave him the ball. What?
That's weird. I think he must have called fair catch. That's the only thing I can think of.
That's weird.
But
I know on
anyway,
punts when the ball hits the ground or touches anything, like the play is dead, like they can't run after. That's so odd, though.
uh,
Break out the rule
yeah.
book.
We got a couple people in chat. Kahit R9. What's up, my man? Not really going to tell you where I'm from just because I'm scared, but we're from the United States. And then it's me. We're doing good today. Doing good. It's Sunday. Sundays are always good days. Back to this Bills thing. Yeah. Ever since they got rid of Diggs, Josh Allen didn't have a guy. And, a lot of people have tried to twist that to make it seem like, well, now, defenses don't know who to cover. They're just, they can't cover anybody because everybody's involved in the offense. Same thing they said about Mahomes. And you can find some success in it for a time, but we're seeing that with both teams, the Chiefs and the Bills, that without that like solid guy, it's hard to win football games consistently, at least. And Josh Allen just does not have that guy. I will say Khalil Shakir did look a little Amon-Ra St. Brownie, but that was mainly because of the turf tape on the back of his arms.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. But yeah, no, I think the Bills, and we've talked about the Bills too. Like they don't really feel like a strong contender this year. Like I think it's pretty obvious they're going to make the playoffs, but they don't feel like the strong Bills team that we've seen in the past, like a shoe in to make it to the
Yeah.
AFC Championship. And honestly,
Where do you rank them in the AFC right now? Kind of putting you in the spot without looking at other teams, but do
I gotta
you
look up
still
the
put them top
standings.
3, top 5?
Well, that's where it's hard because like the AFC just feels so weak. You've got like the Patriots
Yeah.
up at the top. You've got the mess that is the AFC North with the Ravens and the Steelers, and neither of those teams look good. The Colts would probably be my choice for the top. Colts, Broncos.
Wow.
I think Chargers are kind of fraudy right now, just mainly due to the injuries. If they didn't have all the injuries, they'd be all right. Bills would probably find themselves third out of this list.
Okay.
But if you're to take the whole NFL, like I don't think they're better than the Eagles. I don't think they're better than the Rams. I don't think they're better than the Seahawks. They're like the back end before the they're like 7th, 8th, 9th in the league, I would say.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know, man. It's a really weird year to see the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Ravens, these three teams that we've been so accustomed to seeing in the playoffs and being like, all right, it's going to be one of these guys in the Super Bowl. I don't think any of them will make it.
And what's the common denominator with all three teams?
They're trash.
Elite QBs.
Yeah, elite quarterbacks.
Yeah, elite
with big contracts.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. We can talk about the Ravens and the Chiefs later. I won't dive into them, but yeah, it's weird to see. I can't. I guess it is fun seeing new teams emerge. I think I love seeing new stuff come into play and different teams shake up the league. So I'm enjoying it, but it is very odd because they still seem like decent teams,
right?
But are just missing something. I don't know.
It's very odd. It's me says I love football, especially the Eagles. Watching the game right now. Good for you. Sad to see that you're an Eagles fan, but you're probably pretty happy right now. I like messing with Eagles fans. It's a good time. So, all right, let's look at some of these games from today. We'll start. Well, we're talking about the Ravens already, so why don't we go talk about that stinker of a game? Ravens go and play the Jets. It's in Baltimore. Really close game up until like the back end of the third quarter, almost the fourth quarter. The Ravens started kind of pulling away. Ravens end up winning 23-10, keeping their playoff hopes alive. They're now tied at the top of the division with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Caves, was there anything that stood out to you in this game?
No, I wasn't really able to watch every play of this game, and they certainly were not popping up on Red Zone very often. It just really seems like the Ravens are still trying to push with their original game plan of just being very run heavy with Derrick Henry, with a sprinkle of Lamar in there every now and then Lamar just making big splash plays in the passing game when he needs to. And it's not working. I mean, Derrick Henry averaged 3 yards a carry today, 21 attempts, 64 yards. And then Lamar only 13 completions for 153 yards.
Against a bad Jets defense.
Against a bad Jets defense.
And to be fair, they've played super well since the trade deadline. The Jets have.
Their defense specifically.
Their defense specifically has played really well, which is like wild because they traded off like 3 of their main guys, and now they're playing better. Doesn't make sense, but yeah, man,
very odd. I don't know, man. You can't help but question: is Lamar 100% healthy since his injury?
Yeah.
I know that those quad, what do you call it? Whatever he pulled in his leg. I know it's not like a full hamstring. Thank you. It's a long recovery. Obviously, teams kind of bring their guys back once they feel like pretty decent, but those things linger, man. They really do. So I wonder if he just doesn't have his confidence in his legs. Oh my gosh, Browns just ripped off a huge one.
Oh, Dylan Sampson, what a dog! Making Shaduki look good.
No, here come all the Shadur boys. Dang it. I did see Tyrod Taylor coming in and bringing some kind of life and passing game. Get out of here, brother.
Perfect timing, yeah.
Good Lord. I can't stand this. I hate it here. What was I saying? Breece Hall, 4 catches for 75 yards. Oh, man. I am just on my knees begging for the Jets to get Breece involved in the passing game. Yeah. And this looks like it's a lot better, but I still think he should have more targets than 4. I really feel like he should be a main piece in this offense. I mean, look at what they're lacking, too. It's not like they have a bunch of mouths to feed or anything,
Right.
Wow, the return of John Mechie. Look at that. 6 catches, 65 yards, and a touchdown. Overall, it's cool that the Jets offense can at least bring a little bit of flair with Tyrod Taylor and can put up some numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's for the Jets, I mean, got to be promising to have those younger guys like Mechie and Adonai Mitchell, guys who are, both higher round draft picks. I think Adonai was a second, and Mechie was like a third or a fourth. So to see those guys on a new team starting to pan out pretty well, that looks good. I think the move from Justin Fields to Tyrod Taylor obviously is a big bump here for the offense because Justin Fields just wasn't completing enough passes to do this. Greg Dortch, that's hilarious. I think I
just
told
ripped
my
one.
wife to start Greg. I'm not sure if she did though. She might not have.
That's a tough one to start.
It is a tough one to start. But yeah, like Breece Hall, getting him more involved, I think that's great. And I think you see that like Fields just never dumps it to running backs. Tyrod will. So that's much more encouraging. On the Ravens side, I just don't know how you can be excited as a Ravens fan right now. Like you said, it does look like Lamar is still kind of nursing that injury. Probably came back out of necessity because they didn't want to lose, but he's also playing very cautious. And it makes you wonder, like, is he just playing cautious because he doesn't want to further damage that hamstring, which would be atrocious at this point in the year and could affect his long-term career. He only had 7 carries in this game for 11 yards. And he's not passing very well. And it feels like the offense is just everybody's regressing at the same time. Like Derrick Henry, 21 carries for 64 yards. Like he usually gets better as it gets colder, and it probably will still happen. But as of right now, it's not happening. And he's getting the lion's share of the work on the offense. Zay Flowers is just like the epitome of mid, like 5 catches, 58 yards. He's not really doing much. But I will say the good thing going for the Ravens and for Ravens fans out there that you can lean on is that your defense is playing a lot better.
Absolutely.
They're playing much better. I mean, the beginning of the year was atrocious. But yeah, now they're playing a lot better. So good for you guys. All right, let's move on to another game. This was a big one. The Colts traveled to Arrowhead, take on the Chiefs. Chiefs had to win. And Chiefs end up pulling it out in overtime. They're now 6-5. I think their playoff chances are about 50-something%. So that's a big deal. Wow, Bryce Spanford or Brevin Spanford. Yeah, if anybody has him in fantasy.
Who is that guy?
Derpy's here. What up, Derp? Cameron, I blame your hat for our loss because it's someone's fault. It is my fault. And it's definitely not Mike Tomlin's fault. And it's definitely not Mason Rudolph's fault, So we're going to get to that game here soon. That's probably why you all are sensing some remorse in my voice. But yeah, anyway, like I said, Chiefs knock off the Colts. They win in Arrowhead, had to win. Their playoff percentage increases to about 50-something%. Caleb, was there anything that you saw in this game?
I mean, it was a great game. My gosh, that was very fun to watch. And the Colts, even though losing, looked very good against the Chiefs defense, which is not as good as it's been in the past, but it's still a very solid defense.
Yeah.
But we were still kind of on the edge of like Colts kind of being like, fraudy a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the Chiefs haven't been anything crazy lately, but great game. They did shut down Jonathan Taylor. 16 carries, 58 yards. Did you see who the top receiver was for Indianapolis?
Yeah, it's finally happening.
The Dynasty League winner, Ashton Dulin.
Ashton's Dulin.
For those of you who don't know, it was years ago. I listened. Who is that guy we used to listen to for Guys and Takes? He was hilarious.
Podfather, Roto Underworld
Podfather
podcast.
Man, I was just a young wee lad, new to Dynasty. I'm listening. This guy is just going on and on about this receiver, Ashton Dulin for Indianapolis. And he has been with Indianapolis for so long. And I was like, let me grab him. So I picked him up like 4 years ago, and he's never done anything. But Cam always made fun of me because I had a guy named Ashton Dulin on my bench for so long.
Yeah, it is pretty true.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. I still feel like the Chiefs have a lot more to unlock in the offense. I think Mahomes was missing some downfield plays. That definitely could have been a game changer. and I feel like they had the opportunity to really take this game and run away with it. But a lot of drives just sputtering out. Teams have really been, I feel like, honing in on that underneath play with Rashee Rice and Kelsey and whatnot.
Yeah.
Which I did notice. It seemed like they changed the game plan a little bit. The Chiefs, that is, in the second half, and they were running Rashee a lot deeper routes. Maybe like 10 to 15-yard routes. Across
Yep.
the middle of the field, and he was
They had
getting
to.
open. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was getting open, and it was beautiful. I mean, he ended up with 8 catches for 140 yards. Averaging
Yep.
17 yards. Per catch. Um, the longest catch I think was like 45 to 50
Yeah.
yard catch. So I mean that was a great mid-game adjustment, I thought, by the Chiefs. Sending Rasheed in these deeper routes, behind that middle line of linebackers and DBs that were covering that first, 5 to 10 yards. That was very cool to see. Um, and then old Kareem Hunt, 30 attempts today. Gosh, they gotta
Yep.
take it easy on my boy, man. Um, all that being said, though, I think if the Chiefs can really click in and maybe open up the offense a little bit more and we press into more of these downfield plays and Mahomes can make that connection, because he
Yeah.
had some beautiful completions today. It looked like the old Mahomes. I think this can really spark the offense, and I think the defense can also turn it up, and they can make that late season push, like they like to do. Gosh, Parker
Yeah.
Washington touchdown again.
Is this Parker? And Dave,
Yeah.
yeah. Shout out Dave who was asking the question. Parker Washington, or who was the other guy who was asking about this morning?
It was
Uh,
oh my gosh, Parker
oh
or
no, I'm irritated.
oh my gosh. You go ahead and talk. I'll go pull it up. I can find it.
Yeah, you pull it up. Yeah, on this Chiefs Colts game, the Colts definitely they were winning. I mean, they were dominating in the first half. They were dominating on defense. Mahomes was rushed all day long. They got that quick turnover early on in the game, scored a touchdown off of it. They were converting in the red zone, which the Chiefs were not doing. The Chiefs were kicking field goals for the whole first half, but something clicked in the second half. Chiefs defense stood strong, kept forcing 3-and-outs. And like Caleb said, Mahomes started throwing the ball deep. And this has been my biggest thing with the Chiefs is like they play this this really close to the line offense. It's like this thing Matt Nagy likes to do, and it's like an extension of the run game where they just throw these quick screens, quick outs, quick slants and stuff like that. And it just gets so predictable, and then the whole defense comes forward, and instead of taking advantage of that change in the defense, they just keep running it. And so that's why Rashi has been so bad. Worthy's been so bad. And really, this game turned it around. Like Caleb said, Rashi had probably his best game since coming back. Didn't score touchdowns, but just played a really, really good game. Over 100 yards receiving in this one. But they were actually throwing the ball downfield. But, something happened?
Kirk just threw a beautiful deep ball to Darnell. Come on, Kirk. And Ashton Jensen just scored. Nice.
Hit Ashton? Come on,
yeah.
Ashton. Let's go. Oh, I love him.
Man, I can't wait to talk about the Falcons.
Woo-wee. Yeah. Woo-wee. Yeah, I mean, Chiefs, like I said, they played a really good game today. Mahomes really has to tighten up on these passes because he's missing a lot of throws, and the accuracy woes, they might not bite him too bad right now in the regular season. Once they get to the postseason, man, he can't have that. You got to hit those plays because you might only have 1 or 2 attempts at really changing the game. But overall, good game for the Chiefs. Colts, I still think they're a good team. I just think they got lost in the sauce. They just couldn't convert in the second half. And this is the thing I've been thinking. Like, I feel like Daniel Jones is going to start turning back into a pumpkin. He didn't really play a bad game today, but he wasn't really helping but so much, especially in the second half. I mean, that was pretty bad. But anyway, let's move on.
And I also think last thought is like I think the Colts showed their hand too quick early in the season with what they wanted to do and how they wanted to run the offense. And I think teams are catching on a lot more. Obviously, shutting down Jonathan Taylor, which isn't always possible.
Right.
But I think when you look at the games they've lost, when you stop Jonathan Taylor, it also sputters out the offense and the passing game as well. And I mean, again, it's very obvious. It's not like some like crazy strategic thing to do. But I do think they showed their hand a little quick in the beginning of the season. I think teams are starting to catch on, and just slowing the offense down. But yeah, let's move on to the next one.
All right. Real quick, Derpy's in here. Still talking about the Steelers. We're going to get to it, but I want to bring this up. Anybody that thinks it's Tomlin's fault, they're morons. They don't know football. Mason was given the keys, and he was given the opportunity to win it, and he blew it by not being clutch enough. And then he also says that maybe Shador is him, or maybe it's just the Raiders. And I agree with the latter. It is the Raiders that he is playing today. Can't wait to get to talking about that one. But yeah, let's talk about Seahawks Titans. A lot closer of a game than most anticipated. Seahawks coming off that loss against the Rams and expected to blow out the Titans. It was a one-score game at the end, 30-24. Seahawks win. Caleb, was there anything that stood out to you in this one?
Yeah, I like that Cam Ward was taken off from rushing a lot more in this game. 6 attempts, 37 yards. He broke off a long one on that, crazy long, 14 yards. And I think that's just a sign of confidence. I think, him getting his legs planted, well, not planted, but just getting his legs about him, I think as some people say.
Yeah.
I think that can give a young guy like him, confidence. And then Gunnar Helm and Jameer DK. Look at that. The two fellow rooks with a great show out. Jameer had a great punt return today, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Beautiful punt return.
Is that the touchdown?
Guy is just yeah. He returned it for a touchdown. Dude is just quick, man. I don't think he's I hope he does, but I don't think he's going to be anything crazy. But I think he is like a good gadget guy, and you get the ball in his hands, he can make plays, and he's good. He's a great post runner, route runner, downfield.
Yeah.
That one cut take off, almost like a Mike Wallace in a way. It's just very, very cool to see. But obviously, the biggest takeaway, JSN is the best receiver in the league currently right now this year. I mean, you can't stop him. You can't. You slow him down, and Sam Darnold's just slinging it to him, man, just feeding him, and it looks great. Great for JSN. I'm really curious to know why Rashid Shaheed hasn't gotten going, because I was very excited about that trade, and I thought that with him coming in, it was gonna, kind of even up the offense and be a good solidified wide receiver 2 guy, but he's been kind of pretty non-existent. He's not been doing much at all. Maybe you have more of a dive in idea of what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they really planned on using him a whole lot in this game. I don't think they planned really to, this game to be that close. And once things got close and it was looking a little scary for him, they just zoned in on, JSN. But yeah, dude, JSN is this is the kind of performance you get from a Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. And I said it last week, I think we should be ranking him with those guys. Maybe not better, but with those guys. And he's just balling out.
He is.
He already has broken the Seahawks franchise record for most receiving yards in a season. It's only week 12. So in 12 games, he's beaten the record that, I think DK Metcalf might have had for a full season. And
that's crazy.
And on top of that, he's on pace right now to be the first wide receiver in NFL history to break 2,000 yards receiving.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think he's got 1,300 yards right now. Is that right?
Yep, 1,300. So
that's wild.
Let's see, it's week 12, 6 games left. Yeah, I mean it's very live for JSN.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Yeah, that's probably why Rashid Shaheed hasn't really popped off.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, good showing for the Titans. They played a competitive game. Cam Ward played really well today. I was really impressed with a lot of the things he did. He was
it's a good
rolling
defense.
Around on the run, and this is a really good defense. But he was moving around on the run and making throws down the field very accurately. He set his feet, and his mechanics has been one of the things that's really gotten him in trouble. And he did a great job. He did take 4 sacks, so he's the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. obviously the offensive line is at fault in some way, shape, or form, and also him not having any receivers. Like his dude, listen to this: Gunnar Helm, Kamir DK, James Prost II, Chigo Conquo, Xavier Restrepo, and Van Jefferson. These were his receivers for today. Like, you couldn't ask for a worse receiver core for your rookie quarterback. And then they go and play the Seahawks and, play really well. So that's a really good sign for Cam Ward. I think it's just a one-off game for the Seahawks. I think they underestimated them. They're going to be fine, but wouldn't be surprised if, as we get later into the season, we see that the Seahawks are a little more fraudy than what they've been showing because they've been dominant. But I don't know. I just don't. I really like the Seahawks. I just don't see it all the way just yet.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely top 5 in the NFC. I'm not sure if you can put them in the top 3 yet. I think the Eagles and the Rams and the Bucks are still holding tight up there. Would you put the Seahawks over the Lions?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think like the Lions are a bad team.
Yeah, I think they are too.
We'll get to them here shortly. But the only other thing I'll say here, good to see Kenneth Walker getting an uptick in usage. This is really big for you fantasy football people who did draft him. Obviously, like, you're frustrated because Charbonnet gets the goal line touchdown. But Walker had 11 carries to Charbonnet 6 in this one.
Yeah.
And Kenneth Walker had 3 receptions on 4 targets, and Charbonnet had none. So we're starting to see this thing. I was talking to Trey about it, that I think now that the season's coming closer to the end, we're going to see Kenneth Walker get more opportunities. I think they wanted to save him for this time of year because they know how good he is, and they didn't want him to get hurt early in the year. Now they're going to start using him a lot more, and we'll still see Charbonnet, but just not as much. So, all right, you ready to move on?
Let's get it.
Really gross game. You ready for this one?
Oh, gosh.
Green Bay Packers at home take care of the Minnesota Vikings 23-6. 9 now has 9 interceptions on the year. Is JJ McCarthy just bad? Like,
he's bad.
Is he the worst starting quarterback in the NFL?
He's bad. Unless you want to look at it in a way of he's a rookie QB and this is his first season playing, which it is. But I don't know, man. You would definitely expect something better being in the predicament situation he's in. He makes some good throws, man. He had a beautiful throw to J. Jeff at one point. He fit it between 2 guys. But it's just, wow, 12 completions for 87 yards. I mean, this is Justin Fields numbers. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And obviously the Packers are a tough defense. You got Micah Parsons in your face all game long. I get that. But I don't think it's McCarthy, man. And I'm really curious to see if they're going to be patient and try to use him again next year, or if they're ready to just, dump it and move on to the next guy by the time the season's done.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell's just frustrated. I mean, especially too because you had Kirk. You didn't re-sign him because he was going to cost a lot of money. It was probably the right move because he's on the older side. Obviously, tears his Achilles. You can't predict that. But, then they go get Darnold last year, and Darnold played out of his mind. I mean, so good. And they still were committed to J.J. McCarthy. And I get it. They spent a first-round pick on him. But, I mean, this kid never did much in college. He played on a really good Michigan team that was run heavy, that was
very
defensively strong. He hardly threw the ball. And one of the big stats that everybody was pointing to was that he's a winner. Ever since high school, he's been a winner. The kid's always wins games. It's like, I do not care what your high school record is. I do not care what your college record is. I care about what you put on the tape on the field.
Yeah.
And, McCarthy's tape was not good. Not like I'm a tape guy. This is from a lot of different people who have watched JJ McCarthy, and he just seems to be struggling with the speed of the NFL game. I mean, there were multiple plays that I saw on the goal line, their own goal line, that he He just sat in the pocket and he was just waiting, and didn't move to adjust to the pocket collapsing on him. He just stayed strong in the pocket. It's like coaches have been trying to get it in his mind. Hey, you got to stick in the pocket. You got to stick in the pocket. You got to stick in the pocket. And he just did that. Is Dak going to do it?
Dak just Superman to the end zone.
Oh, we got a game in
tied
Philly.
up.
Let's
go, dude.
21-21. Philly. Dallas has come back on Philly. That's awesome.
I'm listening to you talk, I promise, but I looked at
You're
to see
good.
George Pickens just mossed 2 DBs
George Pickens
on the side. Dude, George is insane.
Is he Alfred CD?
He is Alfred CD.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
I love it. I love
George Pickens.
Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, I just think 9's just bad.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else to talk about on the offense because they didn't do anything. They hardly ran the ball. They couldn't really get much going on the ground. JJ McCarthy's just inaccurate. He's got the best wide receiver, one of the best wide receivers in football, in Justin Jefferson. And
one of the best receiving cores.
One of the best receiving cores in general. Jordan Addison, just goose egg in this game.
Yeah.
I get they're playing the Packers, but the Packers defense is not that good.
No, it's not, especially the secondary. It's obviously the front line just makes the secondary look a lot better, but Jordan Addison getting the goose is just unacceptable. In a game where you're losing, you're playing from behind, you're passing a lot. Jordan Addison, I'm very high on Jordan Addison, as you can tell. He's a great route runner. He gets open.
Yeah, he's so good. Cardinals driving right now. Down by 3, under a minute left. They're in. No. They're on their own 37. Clock's running. Let's see if Jacoby can do it. Chuck it.
They're out of timeouts.
And there's a flag on the field. That's.
But
keep going.
Packers didn't even do anything exciting. You got Jordan Love, 14 completions, 139. They're bad. The only thing I'll give Jordan Love is he didn't throw any picks against a decent secondary. Oh, they caught him on the field. Good for them. Packers are so trash. I'm trying to say something positive. I don't sound like a broken record every week, but I can't stand the Packers. They're trash. They're not good. Even the run game with Emmanuel Wilson with 28 attempts, he only averaged 3 yards a carry, only 107 yards to finish the game. I don't know. I think they kind of just lucked into this game and it was kind of given to them. But yeah, not a fun one to watch. Nothing very exciting.
No.
And now the Packers are 7-3-1.
They're going to be the most boring. They're going to be such a quick 1-and-out team in the NFC.
Absolutely.
Playoffs.
They're not competing with any of the top teams. I promise.
All right. So since we talked about that stinker, let's go talk about something way, way, way more exciting. Jameis Winston and the New York Giants take on the Detroit Lions in a thriller that ends in overtime when Jahmyr Gibbs calls game on a 69-yard touchdown run. Man, what an incredible game. Is Jameis Winston the greatest football player of all time?
Dude, he is the best football player of all time. What I would give to have Jameis Winston on my football team. Yeah. Oh my gosh, man. Oh, Jameis is king.
Yep.
Dude, only 18 completions for 366 yards.
He didn't need all them completions, bro. He's too good.
He had Wandale looking like JSN today.
He's a kingmaker. He's just and they did just so many fun things. Like they did in the first half, the flea flicker, they throw it to the toss it to the running back. He throws it back across the field to Winston. Winston dodges a tackler, throws it 40 yards down the field for a wide open touchdown. Against the Lions, which is hilarious because they're the trick play team. And then later, probably the best football play I've ever seen in my life. They do a wide receiver reverse with Gunnar Olszewski. Olszewski starts going around, then he starts looking like he's going to throw. Pocket's collapsing, so he steps up into the pocket and chucks it to Jameis Winston. It's behind, so Jameis has to post up on this DB. Well, it's actually a linebacker. But he catches the ball. And then he breaks the tackle and rumbles into the end zone for a touchdown. Dude, it's the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, I
Oh,
freaking
that's
love
so
Jameis.
amazing. Dude, he's just incredible. He's so fun to watch, and he just elevates the whole team. Oh man, just think about how beautiful it would have been if the Bengals went and gotten him. Joe
Yeah.
Flacco was doing the thing. He was good, but it just makes you question what were the Giants doing starting Russell Wilson for the first 3 to 4 games of the
Yeah.
season? Like
I,
what?
yeah,
Ah,
NFL teams just and I get it. They are so hard on turnovers. You see this with like running backs. If running backs fumble, they get benched like all the time. Look at AJ.
unless you're
Oh, look
Ramondre
at AJ.
Stevenson.
Unless you're Ramondre Stevenson and Mike Vrabel is a psychopath. We'll talk about him in a minute. But they don't like the turnovers. Jameis is just a turnover machine. Like especially in this one. This was just such vintage Jameis, to throw 2 touchdowns and then he comes back in the fourth quarter. They're like driving to win the game and he throws a pick. It's just a real bad pick too.
Real stinker.
It was real bad. But yeah, I mean, just for an entertainment purposes, Jameis Winston is the greatest quarterback to ever play NFL football. He's the most fun, most exciting guy to ever play. And I think he's good. He just makes bad decisions once he gets too carried away. I can't fault him for that. He just has so much fun out there. But on the Lions side, we can't not talk about Jahmyr Gibbs. 15 carries, turned it into 219 yards. It's a 15-yard average. He also added 11 receptions on 12 targets for 45 yards. He had 3 touchdowns in this game. Like I said at the top of the show, he dropped 74 fantasy points on my dome piece. And yeah, I mean, this is what we've been wanting to see from Gibbs all year.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you have any takeaways from the Jahmyr Gibbs, just extravaganza?
No, I mean he's a workhorse, dude. Like, and this team is set up so well for him to succeed, and we've been waiting to see him be used. And it's like, like whenever you see like even good running backs, whenever they face like teams who are supposed to have like good run defenses, it's like they shy away from using them. And I wish the Lions would not do that. I wish they would open up the offense and give Jahmyr the targets and the rushing attempts he deserves against good teams too, not just these bad teams.
Yeah,
Um, Lions suck, dude. I'm sorry, they do.
they're
But
so
it's
bad.
like every time they're in a close game against any team at all, it's like they just panic and they just force the ball to their playmakers with Amon-Ra and Jahmyr. And today it worked. Obviously, you got Amon-Ra had 9 catches for 150 yards off 13 targets, and then Jahmyr Gibbs had 12 targets,
Yep.
only 11 catches for 45 yards. Um, I think losing Ben Johnson has hurt Lions more ways than one, man. I love Ben Johnson, but the Lions are in trouble. I know they won today, but they're not going to be able to rip off 70-yard runs, in overtime
No.
every single week.
Their
And
defense is Swiss cheese, except against the
defensive
run.
Swiss cheese, except for Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Um, Aiden Hutchinson is just a dog. But
Yeah.
it just looks like the offense, man, if they can't blow out a team like they want to, they just panic. It looks like they're so panicky. And Jared Goff gets like happy feet.
Yep.
Also, no hate to Jared Goff. He's a great pocket passer, but he cannot make a pass on the run to save his life. If he
No.
has like moving in the least bit at all and trying to throw the ball, it's not going to be anywhere near the receiver ever.
Yeah. Anytime
And
he's
I
under
think that
pressure.
hurts them. Yeah, yeah. And they've been carried by a good O line, but when the O line, fails a little bit, like today, the Giants line was getting to Jared Goff and they were moving him out of the pocket. And it's like it's play done. It's over. You're not
Yep.
getting anything unless he can get a quick dump off to Jahmyr, which obviously he did, 11 catches for 40 yards.
Yep.
It disrupts the entire play and everything they were trying to do. And I think that really hurts them, man. I think it really hurts them. Oh no, Saquon just fumbled.
No way. You gotta be
The
kidding me.
Cowboys got it. No way. Oh,
Wow.
Eagles fans in America just sent their phone to the TV.
No way
Oh,
Saquon fumbled. That's crazy. Yeah,
but
like we talked about with the Lions, they're not as good as they were, and really they've
no.
been boosted by, being flashy, scoring a lot of points. But when it comes down to it, they can't win big games because, they struggle in those games, especially when Jared Goff's under pressure. And this was why Sean McVay traded him for Matt Stafford and added a lot onto him to get Matt Stafford. And Goff has played very well. He's a great regular season quarterback. But in big games under pressure, he's one of the worst quarterbacks to have when the defense has a good pass rush.
For sure.
All right, so quick update on the games. We got Cardinals, Jags in overtime. Jags are currently driving. Both teams get an opportunity. Eagles just fumbled away the ball fourth quarter. Cowboys now have an opportunity to win. Cowboys are with Dak under center are like 13-1 against NFC East opponents for the last couple of years.
Good Lord.
So really good chance here that we see an a Cowboys upset, and they're playing really well right now on offense. But we got 2 games to go before we get some guests on to talk about some of these other games. So let's talk about Patriots-Bengals. Really weird game here too. Didn't see this being as close as it was at Cincinnati. Really started off bad for the Patriots. Drake May did not look good, but they turned it around. Patriots ended up winning 26-20. Caleb, was there any takeaways you had from this one?
This is going to sound like I'm trying to cover up for Travion again, but I'm not. This game really showed me that the Patriots don't know how to run the ball. And I know this is like we've been seeing it. Oh my gosh. George.
Oh, if he caught that. George.
Here's a flag. The Patriots do not know how to run the ball. Every team in the NFL, no matter who the back is, has been able to tear up the Cincy run defense. We've watched Kyle Monangai, Jalen Warren. I wish I could go on with the list, but I can't think of past running backs.
Every team that's played them has Kyle Monangai was the big one.
Yeah, exactly. And then you come in with Trayvon Henderson, even Ramondre. As much as I'm like irritated with Ramondre, he's still a decent runner, and with any other situation, he could tear up this run defense. But the Patriots' run defense sucks. Patriots' run offense sucks. They don't know how to run the ball. Travion led the team 18 attempts for 66 yards, averaged 3.7 yards per carry.
What? Hold on, what was that? That's not a fumble, I don't think. I think that's incomplete pass. Cowboys just threw a screen. Weird. Receiver dropped it. Eagles guy dove for it. I think it's a drop pass.
Wow, Cavante.
Yep, that's drop. But yeah, keep going.
But they just don't know how to run the ball, and I think that's a big problem. I think if you know what, even if it's a 1A, 1B backfield, if you're given 10 to 12 carries to both Ramondre and Travion, like I'm fine with that. It's cool. It's whatever. I'll live with it. I'll deal with it. But they don't know how to run the ball. They don't know how to get these guys into space or to use them to their strength. And it's super frustrating. And I think it's putting a lot more pressure on Drake May to make things happen. And I mean, Drake May is carrying the team. Mike Vrabel is a decent coach, but I think without Drake May, the team would not have the winning record they have. But all that being said, Bengals, we thought that Joe Burrow was going to start this week, which that was weird. So I was reading, with the type of injury he had, he should at the least should stay out for 12 weeks. And he was ready to go this week at 10 weeks. Obviously, they still sat him. I think didn't want to rush him into a situation. But that's pretty wild.
Well, and it doesn't make sense to even play him right now. I mean, now they have the 8 losses on the season. They would literally have to win every game, and they would have to pray and hope that everybody else loses. Not saying it couldn't happen, but especially with how bad the defense is, it feels like a waste of time for the Bengals. But
the Bengals were hurt today.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to agree with you on the Patriots run game. Run game was just bad. And it's the offensive line. Offensive line is really bad, but this is the worst run defense in the NFL. like you said, Kamanunga, I think I had like 200 yards on this defense.
He did.
Kamanunga is a 7th round pick who runs like a 4.7 40.
Yep.
And I'm excited to see Travion Henderson get
Oh my
18
gosh,
carries
dude.
for
The
66
Cowboys
yards.
just punted it off, and the Eagles fumbled it, and the Cowboys got it now in the
No
goal
way.
in the red zone.
No way.
Another
Cowboys ball.
fumble. Another fumble.
Look at that.
It's so funny. Oh my
That
gosh.
kid. I can't remember his name. Something Gibson
Ooh,
from. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
did you see that? That
Man, he
DB
pushed
was
him so much.
working him.
Did he go get the fumble?
Yeah, he
Dude,
did.
He forced the fumble. What a dog. That might be one of the better
Wow.
plays I've seen today. That's
how you earn a
insane.
spot in the roster. Good
Yep.
Lord.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to talk about that one. But yeah, on the Patriots, man, they're a good team, but they're gonna run into a lot of problems once they start having to play good teams in the playoffs.
For sure.
They may win one game, but I don't see them really going anywhere deep in the playoffs. They're just not there yet. Bengals, not much to say on them. Like, they're just still trying to make it happen without Joe Burrow. They didn't have Jamar Chase in this one. T. Higgins got hurt. Just a really hard game for them. Defense actually played well. They picked off Drake May in the first quarter, returned at pick 6, which was great. But then Joe Flacco gave him one back, and that was one of the worst throws I've seen all season.
That was horrible. Why did that ball take so long to get to him?
The worst part is he pump faked to that side, and the guy already had positioning on the receiver. And Joe's looking him down and then decides to throw it after the pump fake. Right to the guy. I mean, it was crazy. And that's the Flacco experience. But I just not much to speak on both these ones. Let's talk Steelers Bears before we have some guests come on, because this was a very good game. Hopefully Derpy's still here, because I know he's a Steelers fan. But yeah, Steelers end up losing this one 28-31. Bears win again. They are 8-3. And if I'm not mistaken, they are currently number 1 in the NFC North. Yep, 8-3. They're about a half game up on the Packers. Caves, what did you take away from this one?
That's crazy. Our passing defense is trash.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Really bad.
The DB suck. I think the coordinators are very bad too. I don't like how we scheme up the defense at all. It's really frustrating. But I mean, we get the Mike Tomlin wish. He always talks about every game. We shut down the run game. The Bears have been very run heavy coming into this game.
They're the number 1 rushing team in the NFL since their bye week.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy.
And they've been pretty successful with it against good teams too.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't not even realize this, but Kyle Monungai outrushed and outsnapped DeAndre Swift. Or actually, I'm not sure about snaps, but he had more rush attempts.
Yeah, I think Swift fumbled early on, which was a weird fumble. Like, if anybody saw the replay, you couldn't see anything. And he ran into a pile. You couldn't see what happened. Somehow a Steelers guy came up with the ball. I don't even know if it was a fumble or not. But after that, Swift, they just stopped running them. And, man, Ben Johnson hates DeAndre Swift. It's unbelievable.
He does. It's so funny. But, I mean, all that being said, Caleb Williams, I think his style of play works really well against our kind of defense. Holding on to the ball long, not taking the underneath stuff, and working it downfield, because it worked great today. 19 completions for 240 yards. CD's been dropping, man.
CD's been playing really bad.
CD's just paving the way for George Pickens to take over. Oh my gosh, dude. It's like his 3rd drop in this game.
Yeah, I know. Right in his arms, too. Dak put it right where it needed to be.
CD. Wow. He's got to stop gambling and going to the club at night.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even DJ Moore, who has been just abysmal this year, was putting up numbers today: 5 catches, 64 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rome is just up and down. What a weird receiver. Man, I really thought Luther Burden was going to be the breakout guy today, and he still had a decent game. But I really thought he was going to pop off today. So, I mean, not a lot of takeaways, man. I think the Steelers kind of just gave away with the passing defense. I thought Mason Rudolph played a great game. Um, I was surprised about Jalen Warren not playing as well. That was a real bummer. But I don't know. Well, what are your thoughts? What were you seeing?
Yeah, so on the Steelers side, they just committed to running the ball, and they ran the ball really well today. I mean, Jalen Warren had almost 70 yards. Kenneth Gainwell had 92 yards. Gainwell has been a
Kenneth was
great
balling.
addition for the Steelers. And then they just took all the pressure off Mason Rudolph so that he didn't have to do a whole lot to win the game, which Steelers do a very good job of that with backup quarterbacks typically. But, DK got banged up, and I mean, really, DK just has not been very good for the Steelers at all. It's been a lot of these auxiliary guys like Gainwell, Darnell Washington, even Calvin Austin. Like Calvin Austin was the leading receiver for the Steelers today with 36 yards. That's so bad. So defense played really well. Great play by TJ Watt to force the fumble in the end zone on Caleb Williams. That was Caleb trying to make a play, and TJ Watt taught him why he was, defensive player of the year for the last couple of years, even though he got snubbed. But yeah, on the Bears side, Bears played a good game, and you could just tell they're a very well-coached team. They didn't run the ball particularly well. They had some turnovers in the first half. Looked like the Steelers were going to start kind of running away with it, but they kept clawing back. And that's the biggest thing I can say about the Bears is that they are never out of these games. And it really points back to good coaching. But I think this was a really encouraging game for Luther Burden, which, obviously I got to talk about Luther because he's my guy. Second half, they kind of committed more to they approached the defense differently because they kept trying to throw outside and short passes. And second half, they started throwing more down the middle of the field. And that was where DJ Moore, they just used him and abused him there. So DJ Moore ends up having a pretty good game, 5 catches, 64 yards, 2 touchdowns. But Burden was leading the team in targets at halftime. He was making plays. He was blocking. I mean, he just was playing really well. I think it's only a matter of time before he really starts taking over. I think especially next year, like Luther Burden is that dude. And you just see like DJ Moore and Roman Dunze, they're just like meh. But every time Luther touches the ball, it's exciting. They gave him a carry. He ran it for 15 yards. And they threw him a kind of a short little screen route at the end of the first half, and he ran it for like 20 yards down the field. He almost broke it for a touchdown. So, yeah, they just it's only a matter of time for Luther. He's getting more snaps. He's starting to play more. Ben Johnson's trusting him more. Bears are a good team, man, and I still think they're kind of like the Patriots, where they're, there's how do I say this? They're still a couple players away, a couple years away. They need some playmakers. They need a better offensive line. They need a better running back because it's obvious they don't like Swift that much. And they're trying to force Monungai to be a guy, and Monungai is just not very good. They're close. They're a good team, but I think they have a small ceiling. So, all right, we got some more time, so we can talk some of these 4:00 games if you want to start diving into these. Let's talk about the Jags Cardinals game because that one just ended in overtime. Jags end up winning 27-24. What'd you see in this one, Caleb?
So went to overtime. That's crazy. I mean, nothing crazy. I think Cardinals can be a decent team once they find their solidified QB. In future years, not this year. Obviously, it's not going to happen this year. But I don't know. I would love to see the Cardinals do a small tank and get some more picks and bring some more guys in, and really get going. My question is, Michael Wilson, 2 games now as the wide receiver 1, has been balling out. absolutely tearing it up. So I want to know if Marvin Harrison was in here, would he be putting up the same numbers? Is Michael
Yeah.
Wilson alfing Marvin while he's gone?
I don't think Marvin's bad. I think Marvin actually would be playing really well. I think Michael Wilson's
Yeah.
okay. You know who he reminds me of? And I'm gonna test your ball knowledge, see if you remember this guy. Do you remember Travis Fulgham?
No, I don't.
He played for the Eagles. I think it was back when Nick Foles was playing
Okay.
quarterback for the Eagles. He was like an undrafted guy, came out of nowhere. Eagles had some injuries to their receiver core, and they had a pretty bad receiver core too. And so this guy, Travis Fulgham, it was like week 8 or 9. He like balled out, just like Michael Wilson did last week. And he
Mm.
balled out for the next like 3 weeks or 4 weeks or something like that. And people in dynasty leagues were like trading, really good like picks for him or good player packages to get him because they're like, oh, he's going to be the next big thing. And then he just disappeared. And I think that's the most likely scenario with Michael Wilson. He reminds me more of like Alec Pierce for the Colts, where he's going to
Yeah.
play good in spots. He's just never going to be like a dominant alpha. And I think really this is like the function of Jacoby Brissett being a gunslinger. And
Yeah.
then they're playing the Jags this week, and the Jags pass defense is so bad.
Yeah.
So
He's a
bad.
good
And
wide
I can't
receiver 3. He's like a Tyler Boyd to your, T. Higgins and Jamar
exactly.
Chase.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean he's not a bad wide receiver too when
Yeah.
Marvin's playing. Who did they play last week? I'm pulling it up. Hold on. Because I think that was a really bad defense too. Yeah, the 49ers. 49ers defense is
Yeah.
like
Horrible
totally
pass defense.
decimated by injuries.
Yeah.
So yeah, just I think it's just a function of the game script and stuff like that. But yeah, really sad for Marvin fans to not see him play in these really good spots.
I know. It's like you finally get your opportunity, and he had a appendicitis, didn't he?
Yeah,
Oh, how
yeah,
unfortunate.
he might
On
be
the
out
other
1 more
side of the
week.
ball, Trevor Lawrence had a decent game, except 3 interceptions. Golly. Um, and it's really they're winning games. It's crazy. I mean, not all of them, but the Jags are 7-4. You know, like this is just I don't know what to make of it. It's like they're winning these weird close games against bad teams. I really think if they played a little tougher of a schedule, um, we'd be sitting here talking that Trevor Lawrence needs to be benched, and they need to move on from Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
Um,
what is your take on that? Do you think they need to move on from Trevor after this season?
I don't know. It's tough, man. He hasn't had a full healthy receiving core, except for early in the season, which was when he was really struggling. But gosh, man, it's tough. It's kind of similar to like Bryce Young. Like Bryce keeps having these games, which makes you like second guess, like, okay, maybe he's good.
Right.
Um, and then Trevor Lawrence will have games, not really spike games, but he keeps winning games.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. Maybe another year with Liam Cohen. Maybe they can get a little more consistent. And, with Travis Hunter back in the mix, maybe Brian Thomas can get, back to his rookie form again. It could be a very, very exciting offense, but I don't know. I really couldn't give you my full idea just yet. I don't know. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think it's hard because quarterback play in the NFL is really bad right now. There's not a lot of options.
Yeah.
But like, would you take a Kyler Murray over Trevor?
No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I'm trying to think of other guys. Like, would you take Jameis? Like, would you just get rid of Trevor Lawrence's contract, take on Jameis, tank for a year, and then go get a quarterback in 27?
Yeah, I actually would not hate that if they decided to do that. If they could get, a pick or two for Trevor from someone,
Right.
and move on from him, run with James for a year. The team's young, man. The team is very young, especially on the offensive side. Um, sorry, there's like a weird alarm noise going on outside.
Huh.
I
Yeah,
think
I'm trying to
sprinkling.
pull up this. I hate how Red Zone won't let you. What do you call it? they won't let you watch the last game on the slate. Like they have to turn off the stream, so you can't. We can't see this Eagles game right now on Red Zone. Who are they playing? There it is. I'm pulling it up on a fully legal stream, very legal, so that I can see what's going on here. All right, I think Cowboys have the ball.
Your boy Brenton Strange was back today, the leading receiver for the Jags.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's so funny. The Jags go out and spend their fourth-round pick on Jacoby Myers just for him to be the third receiving option every week.
Yeah, that was exciting. It was disappointing to see Bashal Tootin versus ETN today. There was a lot of talk on Twitter this week because ETN was in a non-contact jersey all week. So a lot of people were thinking that his injury was a little more serious than what the team was letting on about. And man, look at Jake Ferguson, big boy. Oh, he fumbled. Oh, and it went out of bounds. Okay. All right. We're good. But yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, just the ETN versus Bashal Tootin. Everybody was talking about Bashal Tootin breaking out this week after last week. And I think I had talked about it in the fantasy podcast. You were there. That I think that was more of a game script thing. I think they were just running the ball because the defense they were playing was really bad against the run. But unfortunately, it didn't come to fruition here.
I think he's still a little hurt. I don't think he's fully healthy.
I think he's
in the long run, like you said, I think they do like using both backs. I don't think they want to just give one guy 20 to 30 carries,
right?
And just push the other guy to the side, make him obsolete. I think it's going to be a shared backfield. However, I would love to see Bashal get more involved in the passing game. And I say it a lot, I know, about all the running backs in the NFL, but this is another guy who's just great out in space. And when he starts accelerating, getting the speed going, like he's very hard to stop and slow down.
Yeah.
But it looks like the Jags are going to go to the playoffs. Do you see them winning a playoff game? If they do make it.
No, I don't. I don't think I see them winning. I think they're a pretty bad team in general. Like, I think they're winning a lot of close games right now. Once again, points to good coaching. I just think Trevor Lawrence is such a limiter of success. And, man, Dak is dealing right now. Jake Ferguson down the field for like 20 yards.
But they have a walk-off touchdown or walk-off field goal.
So we got under a minute left in this game. Yep. Yeah, they're going to have the field goal. All right, so they're at the 45. So they only need about 5-10 more yards. So good for the Cowboys.
Timeout. I could just see the Cowboys screwing up, though, and Dak throwing something across the middle of the field and then not getting up to the line to spike at a time and it going to overtime.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, please. Don't do it to us.
Real quick, because 7:45, we're going to talk about this Monday Night Football game. But I want to hear what you thought of this Falcons-Saints game. Falcons end up winning 24-10 against the Saints in New Orleans. Kirk Cobain is back.
You're going to give me 5 minutes?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
You're going to give me 5 minutes?
Go ahead and fire me up. Bro.
Oh, boy. I've been waiting for this one. All right. Kirk, 16 completions for 200 yards. Nothing crazy. Let's look at the receivers. Darnell, 3 catches, 74 yards. Beautiful deep ball to Darnell late in the game. I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't see that one, but you were talking about it.
I mean, he's getting guys involved. Who is this? David Stills.
Dude,
David Stills. Like, this guy looks like he just finished, leading youth group at his mega church, and they called him in to put on a jersey and play receiver.
He's a former college quarterback. He was recruited at the age of 13 to University of Southern California, USC. Okay. He's like the youngest player to commit to a school in college football history, and now he's playing wide receiver for the Falcons. He's like their number 5 option. Hilarious.
That's so insane. It's nothing crazy impressive because this is a horrible receiving core, and it's the Saints defense. I understand, but I am telling you right now, if Michael Penix had played this game, it would have been a different outcome. He cannot play without Drake London, dude. Oh my gosh, he can't. I'm sorry. And it would have been like this weird, disgusting Atlanta offensive game where like he probably had like 30 pass attempts for like 11 to 12 completions for like 112 yards. Um, it would have been disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, George. Look at George. Oh my gosh. The Cowboys are at the 20.
Go, baby. Go, baby. Go, baby. Go.
Either way, the point I'm making, I'm not gonna sit here and say that Kirk is some amazing QB. Um, he's struggling, but he got it done today. He got it done with Darnell Mooney, Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, who had multiple drops. Kyle Pitts is washed. I'm sorry. Whenever people say Kyle Pitts is going to be good again, he's not. He's not good.
He's buns.
The backup tight end, Charlie Warner, and just a bunch of no-name guys. He goes out there, he's getting hit, he gets the job done. Bijan has a decent game, 14 attempts, 70 yards. Algier came in there and got his touches as well. But Kirk won the game, and Michael Penix could not have done that. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know people would probably disagree. Maybe they could have gotten it done. Maybe he could have like fed like 30 gajillion screen passes to Bijan, which I'm telling you probably would have happened. But oh man, grabbed his cup. That had to hurt. Anyways, all that being said, I am not a fan of Michael Penix. I think Drake London and Bijan carry this team. I've said it before. I'm gonna keep on saying it. If the Falcons want to compete and be good, they need to go deepen their receiver core to start.
Yeah.
And I think Michael Penix would make a great backup in the league.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we've seen that. And Penix has big games, but it's mainly when he's force feeding it to Drake London.
Drake London makes up like
Bijan's
3/4 of his yards. If you look at last week, oh my gosh, it's
that's
crazy.
Awesome. I'm happy with that because I love Drake London. But
Yeah,
Kirk
exactly.
hates Drake London. That's the thing I hate about Kirk. He hates Drake London.
It's crazy.
So it's a lose-lose. But Kirk did play well. I want to go quickly to the other side. We got 2 minutes. I want to talk about Tyler Shugg because there are a lot of people they're going to have to apologize for how they were talking about Tyler Shugg. Shuck actually is how we pronounce it. Sorry. But Tyler Shuck, man, I mean, obviously like the box score, you're not going to see a lot of touchdowns. He took some sacks, threw a pick.
A lot of sacks.
But, 245 yards against this defense, not bad. He's only in his third start now for the Saints. They got him running the ball a little bit more. He did get snubbed on a goal line run. That should have been a touchdown, I'm pretty sure.
And look at his receiver core.
Yep. His receiver core is bad outside of Chris Olave and some would argue Juwan Johnson. But then he's throwing to Devon Vele, Mason Tipton, Dante Pettis, which I love Dante Pettis when he came out. I love Dante Pettis. What a sad story. He was the original Brandon Ayuk for the 49ers, but injuries just derailed him. But Tyler Shugg, and there's actually some guys who watch film. There's this kid who's actually really smart, really good film guy who breaks down games, and he's talking about Tyler Shugg, and he's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Like, this guy's got really good pocket awareness. He's making plays down the field. Like, this is a good quarterback. He's a very good quarterback, and I think we're going to see that as he gets some more starts, more experience under his belt. I think people are going to be pretty surprised seeing how he is.
It's early to make a confirmed thing, but maybe you could say it's your hot take for next year. Not even a hot take, but do you think he's going to do enough this year to get him a starting position for next season?
I think he'll start for the Saints next season. Yeah, unless they go and draft a quarterback, depends on who's available. Even if they draft somebody, I think Kellen Moore will slow play him and use Shuck to start. So I think this is kind of showcasing what he's got. But Kellen Moore is also an elite offensive mind. So
absolutely.
He could probably do it with anybody, except for Kyler Murray. I don't think he could do it with Kyler.
Probably not.
But yeah, let's do this. We're going to shift our focus. We're going to talk about Monday Night Football. We're going to bring on Soleil and Kendrick. What is up, guys?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Doing
good. Good. What's up, y'all?
We got Troy in the house really quick. Troy's one of our top fans. He's always here. And my boy Troy, I know he was sweating it out today watching the Giants almost win behind Jameis Winston. Guys, I got to ask y'all a question. Is Jameis Winston the best quarterback to ever play football?
For today, yeah.
Well, all right. I'll ask it this way: is he the most entertaining football player to ever touch the field?
I mean, he made some pretty entertaining plays today, but I mean, I would beg to differ.
Who would you say, Soleil?
My mind immediately went to like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, like of course,
Sure.
like the most entertaining players. But I don't know. Oh my gosh, the Cowboys just won.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let's go. Where's Sheamus?
Hit him low, hit him
Get Sheamus
high.
here.
Fly, Eagles fly. Yeah, where's Sheamus? Kendrick, is Jameis the most entertaining football player of all time?
He's in the conversation for sure. But I'll go with the same answer as her. You know, the Lamar Jacksons of the world. The Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. See, God just gifted those guys way more than he gifted Jameis, and Jameis is just like going on tour to show God, like, you know, I can do it. Like, he's proven himself, and it's incredible. I love Jameis Winston so much. Every time he touches the field, it's magic. But before we get into this game, I saw you guys just did a podcast together. Is that true?
Yeah,
really
on
nice.
Wednesday, I think.
Was it
How'd it
Wednesday?
go?
It was awesome. We learned that we're both like big basketball people, which was really interesting. So we talked a lot about that.
Did you talk about how good the New Orleans Pelicans will never be?
Oh, God. And
Who's that?
ugly.
Yeah.
This weekend.
That's my NBA team. I didn't have a team for a long time because I was a Kobe fan. And I was like, I got to pick a team. But everybody at the time was picking like LeBron, like just following LeBron wherever he goes, or picking like certain players and being like, this is my team now. Steph Curry, like he's my guy. And I didn't want to be one of those guys. So I did love Anthony Davis. So right when the Pelicans came into the league, they drafted Anthony Davis. And I was like, oh, yeah, baby. Like, I'm going to be a Pellies fan. And, you know, we've had some success, but we just love having big guys and never having guards other than Drew Holiday for a short time.
God, it feels like forever ago.
I know, right?
How do you feel about Zion? How do you feel about Zion?
You know, I like Zion. I mean, it's hard to like. I love Zion as a player. I think he's fun. I think he's exciting. He's kind of, you know, up and down. But, you know, I think the Pelicans just are so bad. Like, we need like a full rebuild. We should trade him for like a pick and get the commissioner to give us the 101 like he did the Mavericks. But I don't know if he'll do that for New Orleans. So anyway, Kendrick, where can we find that podcast?
On my channel, The Life of Kendrick. It's actually going to post tomorrow around like 2 Eastern time.
Cool.
Nice.
Fire. Everybody go check that out. YouTube, Life of Kendrick. You'll see Soleil and Kendrick on there. And I know it's got to be a good episode. I'm excited to watch it. But all right, let's get into this this Monday night games. We got the Panthers, the Cinderella story Panthers going into San Fran to take on the 49ers. Kendrick, I'm going to start with you, man. What in the world is going on in Carolina? Panthers have a better record than the Chiefs this year. They're only a game behind the Bucs right now for the division. How special does this season feel for you guys right now?
You know, for me personally, it's just amazing to see. This is the most hyped I've been for a season for a very, very long time. Yeah. Actually, we were talking about, me and Soleil were talking about like, our Super Bowl year. That was 2015. That was 10 years ago. And I haven't
remembers that very well.
It's crazy. It's been 10 years. Golly.
Yeah, man. And this is the most hype I've been since, being in contention of winning the division and right there being number one. And it was a tough start going 0-2, losing to the Jags, losing to the Cardinals. But that win against Atlanta just hyped up and just boosted, my hopes for the season. And especially that 3-win streak, beating Dallas, beating the Jets, and I think the Dolphins as well. And Rico Dowdle coming out of nowhere. That was just amazing to see, being the engine of our team when Bryce is not being Bryce, right? And but me and you were talking last time I was on here where, Bryce is just so on and off, and what can we do? What can we do at the quarterback position? And that last game against Atlanta, he just, I think he heard the
he watched the episode, didn't he?
He watched the episode. He was like, okay, I'm you guys.
He said, Kendrick's my guy. I got to check out what he said.
Yeah.
I think we got to bench him. I'm marching into Atlanta. I'm showing him.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about Atlanta. He always goes off against Atlanta. He's like,
it's crazy.
4-2 against Atlanta right now.
So. Yeah, he's so good against Atlanta.
But
that's wild. I do want to get back to the Bryce conversation, but I want to ask Soleil some questions too. So Soleil, we got the 49ers. They're finally somewhat overcoming this injury bug, especially on the offensive side. You get back Brock Purdy, you get back Juwan Jennings, George Kittle, Ricky Pearsall. Things seem to be clicking a little more on offense. Even despite the defensive injuries, do you think the 49ers have a chance to be a pretty dangerous team in the NFC?
I think they have a chance to be a dangerous wild card team, but obviously with the Seahawks and the Rams playing so well, there's no way they're going to win the division, which means they're not going to get a home game. Even though the 49ers fans travel, that's beyond me. But I think it'll be fun to watch them make any sort of playoff run, but I just don't think they have the depth on defense because already their backups are already getting hurt. And also with the whole Brandon Ayuk sitch, which I know we'll talk about a little later, there's just so much up in the air that it'll be fun to watch them play a game or two, but I don't think they're going to make a deep run just considering their two best players on defense are sidelined for the rest of the season.
Even with mastermind Kyle Shanahan?
They
whooped up on the Rams without any of those guys.
I know. I was literally thinking about that last week. I was watching it and Brock Purdy's back and I was like, oh my God, this is just so fun to watch. But if you can't play defense and you just have this crazy Shanahan offense, then there's no way.
That's very true. And looking at the playoff picture for the NFC, they are sitting right there at the 7th seed. Only teams challenging them are the Lions and the Panthers, who are both actually now the Cowboys with their win today, they're also knocking on the door. So if San Fran really needs to win to stay a game ahead of those teams, Lions lost today, so that really gives the Niners a chance to kind of separate. But yeah, this is a tight NFC battle, and this game is going to have massive playoff implications. So it's a really big one. Seamus is here. How about them Cowboys? Let Seamus talk.
Come on, Seamus.
Oh, I know he wants to talk his stuff. Honestly, I'm not a big Cowboys fan at all, but to watch them beat the Eagles,
loved it.
It's like Christmas
joy.
Morning.
Yeah,
it's so good. All right, I'm coming back to Kendrick. Now I want to talk some Bryce Young. So you were already alluding to it. We already talked about this before, but we're going to revisit the conversation because things have changed. Obviously, whole beginning of the year, he's been real bad, averaging 150 yards a game, something like that, making bad mistakes, taking lots of sacks, all this stuff. Goes and plays Atlanta last week, has his best game as a quarterback ever. I think he threw for almost 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, something like that. It was incredible. So does that game change your thoughts on your outlook on Bryce moving forward, or are you at similar places to where you were last time?
Yeah, it definitely changed my outlook on him. Definitely a big time win for us. And also, too, a stat that he had in that game, 0 interceptions. He averaged at least 1. And so, man, just the ball security and just the consistency going into, the later parts of the season. If he keeps that up, I'm not saying he's going to have 400 plus every game, but just being able to be consistent with the offense and knowing when to throw the ball, when to not force throws, definitely changed my entire outlook on him, and he will be the absolute future for us.
Yeah, it's interesting because some of the things I was seeing was that Bryce has done really bad in games where they don't throw the ball a lot. But the more they throw the ball, the better he is. And that game was a game where they threw the ball, I think, like 40-something times.
45.
45, was it? Okay. So, yeah, he that's just a wild thing. It's like he's got to get cooking to really, like, maintain that success. And when he's not cooking, it's like he's almost, like, cold or something. But I'm with you. Like, this is – at the end of last year, Bryce looked fine. And more than fine. Bryce looked, like, very good. And then for him to go back, it was really disappointing for the beginning of this year. But if he can keep this up, I think if the offense kind of changes to being a little more pass happy, I could see him being a really good quarterback in the league. Would be a great story too. So yeah, I guess he earned himself a little more leash. I guess we were a little early on that, weren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And also having a wide out like Tech McMillan, that helps us.
Yeah,
also.
dude.
And that was his breakout game too. I think he had 2 touchdowns.
Yep. Like 140 yards. I think Tet, T-Mac, I know he doesn't like Tet. T-Mac, I think he's already cemented himself to me as like a top 12 receiver in the league. Like, I think he's that good. The stats aren't there yet because they haven't thrown the ball a lot. But when he plays, there's not a lot of people better. He's your Drake London. So that's very exciting for Panthers fans. So, all right, Soleil, speaking on receivers, we got to talk about this Brandon Ayuk news because I love Brandon Ayuk. I love them coming out. He looks just like Mike Tomlin, which is hilarious. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. But obviously, he's been out since last year with the ACL injury. He was recently signed last year in the offseason to a big contract extension, but now it sounds like the team is voiding his future years on the contract. They're preparing to move him. That's just rumors I've heard, so I'm not sure if that's official yet or not. But I want to ask you 2 questions. Number one, how has the Brandon Ayuk experience been for you as a fan? And then number 2, do you agree with the team's decision to potentially move on from him?
Okay, starting off with the first one, I was literally telling Kendrick earlier this week that one of my favorite 49ers memories was like 2023 against the Lions, NFC Championship, and that weird like tip pass, caught it with one hand. I don't remember. It was just like odd, but that just specific catch was just such a momentum swinger, and I was like screaming in my college dorm like, oh my God, the Niners are going to get into the Super Bowl. Like, that was insane. So that's the first memory I associate with Brandon Ayuk, and like, he's awesome, man. Like, I remember when he got drafted and I was like, okay, like the Niners are taking a wide receiver. At that point, I wanted them to take Michael Pittman because I was just like, love Michael Pittman. And like,
he's USC, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah, of course. And then
you have a type.
Yeah. Well, anyway. And I receiver you. That's all I got to say.
That's right.
But, I mean, I'm happy where he's at now, and obviously Brandon worked out perfectly. So as like a fan of him and the Niners, like I've had a good experience with it until like this whole contract negotiation stuff, and I was just reading up on it, and I think I agree with them moving on from him in the sense that like apparently he didn't meet his contract, which is why they voided the money. So like if he's kind of going to cause all this drama, I guess, and kind of not hold up to the standards that he should be held to, then deal him, let him go. But like, I'm going to miss him, man. Like, he's awesome. Like, I completely agree. Like, he's Brandon Ayuk. Like, come on.
Yeah. I freaking love Brandon Ayuk. He's going to look so good in black and gold next year. Seeing him right now.
I was about to say the same thing. That's so funny.
It is incredible. And the Steelers didn't even have to give up a draft pick for him. So hooray. Who knows if that'll happen, but the Steelers should have a lot of money and they really need a receiver. So I'm kind of excited for it, but I can imagine as a fan, that's like,
the only saving grace is Ricky Pearsall. I think like I was kind of thinking about it again, took another wide receiver late in the first round, and he really has been playing out this season. And yes, he just came back, I think, last week. But I mean, he's showing flashes, and that's like keeping me hopeful, but also like Brandon Ayuk.
Sorry, somebody just shot a gun near my house, so I just never know. I'm in the country, but it's also dusty out here, if you get what I'm saying. So you never know what's going on around here. Country. Yeah. So what was I going to say? I was going to say something about Brandon Ayuk, but I guess I can't remember. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Brandon Ayuk leaving the 49ers. I feel that because as a Steelers fan, seeing George Pickens go crushed me.
Mm-hmm.
I love George Pickens. And now we're seeing this dude is me and Caleb were just talking about it. He's alphaing CeeDee Lamb. Over the last couple of weeks, he's been the better receiver on the field. And man, I've always known he had it in him. I just knew the Steelers sucked, and it just ruined it. So, but I love George Pickens. Hated to see him go. But
George Pickens was in Georgia when they were winning back-to-back champions. See, I knew that. I knew he had it in him, and I was kind of thinking of George Pickens when I saw this question, because I was like, it's the drama, it's behind the scenes, it's not just his play on the field. But
it's the same thing. And it's crazy that the Steelers also have a type. So they get rid of Pickens, and they're like, oh, Ayuk's available. Don't mind if I do. All right. Well, let's go into this game for tomorrow night. I want to talk about keys to victory, final score predictions. And Caleb hasn't talked in quite a minute, so I'm going to let Caleb start. Then we'll move to Soleil, then Kendrick. Then I'll wrap it up. So, Caleb, what's the keys to victory for tomorrow night's game between the Panthers and Niners?
Nice. And one thing I'll say about Ayuk, I love Ayuk, and I feel like it's a little bittersweet and a little sad, because I feel like Shanahan loved Ayuk, and Shanahan's so good at picking receivers. Yeah. And I don't know if you remember his early years, Shanahan was so hard on him. There was games where he was sitting him. He was doghousing him like crazy. And I think that was Shanahan's project. And I think right when he got him to where he wanted him to be, to where Ayuk was got this, breakout time, it's just, things just didn't work out that we were supposed to work out. So it's kind of sad to see, but like Cam said, I'd love to see him in black and gold. I love Ayuk. I think it's gonna be fun. Okay, 49ers and Panthers. I think it's pretty obvious probably both teams are gonna want to run the ball. But honestly, if I'm Carolina, I'm giving the ball to Bryce. I don't think you have much to lose. Yeah, let Bryce sling that thing. 49ers secondary has been hurting. So let Bryce throw it 30, 40, 50 times, whatever it may be. This guy's elevating Xavier Legette. Legette sucks. Kendrick, I don't know if you disagree or not. I don't like Legette, dude. I don't think he can separate to save his life. Crazy athletic, really athletic player, but his separation skills is just it's dog water. But yeah, I think let Bryce throw the ball. I think let him just work it, get T-Mac going. I don't know if you guys saw Kyle Shanahan was talking about T-Mac and was saying that he thinks he's going to be one of the best receivers in the league once he gets going, which is pretty high praise coming from Shanahan. So yeah, let Bryce just sling that thing. Honestly, I think what would really work well, I'd love to see Carolina send a lot of the A-gap blitz. Me and Cam were talking about this recently, and I was watching it with I think it was a couple weeks. Minnesota was playing the Lions, and they were sitting A-gap blitz all game long, and it was sending Jahmyr Gibbs into pass pro almost every single play, and they weren't able to get their best running back, the ball in the pass game. And obviously, we know Christian McCaffrey loves to get his touches and his receptions and whatnot. So I think sending that A-gap blitz, putting the pressure on him, forcing Christian McCaffrey into more pass pro, can really, take out an element to the offense. And then really you just got to worry about Brock Purdy and George Kittle, because they have some weird relationship where Brock just loves Kittle. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking for Carolina. As far as the 49ers go, Brock Purdy's back. I'm a big Brock guy. I think same thing. Let him get the ball. Let him work it. Get everyone involved. Juwan Jennings has been playing great. Ricky Pearsall is getting healthier. Obviously, we can get to Christian McCaffrey. Let him go. So I think it's going to be a really fun game. This is one of the games I'm most excited about this week. When all is said and done, I'm taking Carolina in a great shootout game. I think it's going to be. I think I think it's going to be actually more of not a crazy high scoring game. I'm going to take 28-25 Carolina. Tet's going to make a crazy play for the game winning drive to get them in field goal range, and it's going to be glorious.
Dang. All right, 28-25 Carolina. Soleil, I know you got something to say.
Okay. Well, similar to what you guys were saying earlier, about T-Mac, I mean, my key to the game is obviously contain him, but like Caleb was saying, the 49ers secondary is so bad. Like, I don't know. There's not much to say other than that. But if they can contain him, I think that'll help. But also
Absolutely.
leaning on kind of Juwan Jennings and the George Kittle, Brock Purdy connection. I know that was kind of unlocked last game with Brock Purdy coming back. I noticed the Niners were -7.5, and that feels like a lot. Like, as much as I am picking the Niners to win, I'd bet the Panthers +7.5, and then I have my final score prediction 28-23, and I had the over 49.5.
Love it. I love that.
Nice.
All right, Kendrick, let's hear it.
Man, of course I have, the Panthers winning here, and kind of like what you guys were saying as far as the defense of 49ers, they're very hit and miss. And so the idea for Bryce to come into this game and just throw the ball as much as he possibly can and still have that bit of fire from the Atlanta game and going into San Francisco. It's a hit and miss as well with Leggett as well, Caleb. Like, sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't. But in that Atlanta game, he did well. And
he did.
If you have a similar game like that, then, man, we have a chance because T-Mac is going to do what T-Mac does, right? But we need that secondary guy to step up, make plays, get the separation, try to get the separation, and get some yards. And hope the run game as well, too. Rico, Chuba, do what they can do on the ground. And just do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? And keep the 49er defense on the field, third and fourth down conversions, and just keep going. And my score prediction, I'll say about 24-21.
24-21 Carolina.
Sir.
All right. I'm surprised nobody mentioned this, or maybe I missed it. I might have missed it. This is Chris McCaffrey's first game back against Carolina's former team.
Oh my gosh. I
Yeah.
can't
No
believe
way.
you say something
The Christian
about
McCaffrey revenge game.
That's crazy.
So saddle up your horses. 3 touchdown game and coming from McCaffrey just to stick it to
Better
David
start
Tepper
on
and the old GM from the Panthers. I think this is actually going to be a pretty high scoring game. Like we talked about, Niners defense really banged up. We just saw the Cardinals Michael Wilson went off here. And, so I could see T-Mac having a really big game. I could see Bryce having a really good game if they throw the ball. So I think that's the game plan I would follow, is just ride the wave with Bryce, let him throw, let him cook. For the Niners, I think they need to run the ball and run the ball well, and then just keep distributing between your weapons. Because Carolina's defense has been pretty good, especially J.C. Horn. He's had a great season. So him being on your top receiver, whoever that is, maybe Juwan Jennings, maybe Ricky Pearsall, maybe switching around. But keep the ball away from him. But yeah, Purdy's going to have to play a really good game here to be efficient against this defense. I'll go with a higher scoring total. I think I want to say Carolina, but I'm going to go San Fran. I trust Kyle Shanahan too much in this one. I know. Stick it to me. San Fran, I'll go with the win. I'm going to say 34-31. San Fran wins it. Nice high-scoring game. We all get to enjoy this one.
That'd be sweet.
So, well, cool. Kendrick, Soleil, thanks for being on. I hope y'all enjoy that game tomorrow night, and we'll be looking forward to the podcast. You said Tuesday.
Tomorrow.
Everybody, make sure you check out Life of Kendrick over on YouTube to check out the podcast with Kendrick and Soleil. But yeah, guys, we'll see you guys later.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Yeah, good to see you guys.
Cool.
Wait, before we move on, if anyone's in the comments can help me, I've got a big one. I'm down by 40 points, and I have the option to start either Matthew Stafford tonight or Brock Purdy tomorrow, and I also have Tedoroa playing tomorrow. Are you starting Stafford or Brock Purdy?
Stafford or Purdy, everybody. You heard it.
Stafford's got the better matchup against Tampa Bay, but, I mean, Brock Purdy's got the opportunity to be in a real shootout.
You know, you could just talk to your brother.
Who?
Me.
Who?
Yeah, I'd take Stafford for sure. That's just me, though. We didn't get a chance to talk about the Sunday night game. We got one or two games to cover really quick on this. We just went long on some of these other ones. Let's talk about Browns Raiders. Shaduki Sanders first game. Let's talk about this real quick. Browns beat the Raiders in Las Vegas 24-10. Shador played a respectable game. He was 11 of 20 for 209 yards, a touchdown. Only took one sack. He did throw a terrible interception. But I thought this was going to be an interesting matchup because Shador's like top comp coming out of college was Geno Smith. And it's kind of funny how similar he is. It's Geno Smith and Kenny Pickett. So, but yeah, Caves, was there anything you took away from this one?
I was just cracking up like the early in the game. Shador hits just like a crazy deep ball pass on the run.
Timing, yeah.
To his guy, Isaiah Bond. And I mean, I give it all to him. Like, it was a crazy pass. And then comes back on the next time. There's a horrible pick.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked a lot better than last week. I will say that. 4 of 16 last week was so bad.
No, he did look a lot better. And a bunch of people and a bunch of reports were coming out that he was saying that he's never played with the first team at all in the offseason. He's never taken a single first team rep in practice.
Yeah, he didn't.
Which is, if that's true, that's pretty rough. You know, you know, you're running through all your QBs. They're all running through the same plays. Like, I think you should be throwing them in there, sprinkling them in there from time to time.
Well, it's surprising they hadn't played him the last couple weeks since they got rid of Flacco, because then he was always your number 2. So I don't know why they didn't run him then. But as a third string guy, most third string guys never run with the ones. So yeah, you just got to be ready. No excuses. Perfect timing.
No excuses. Perfect timing. I'll say that much.
Perfect timing.
Geno Smith is horrible. He is not going to be a starter by next year. He'll be a backup.
Yeah.
But I will say, Geno Smith had a better game against the Browns defense than Jordan Love did.
Yeah.
But
do you not want to know why that is? Take a look at the number 2 receiver here.
Whoo! Come on, baby! Ashton Genty, 8 targets, 8 catches, 60 yards, 58. Say 60, and a touchdown. Come on now.
This is what I'm talking about with Ashton, dude. Like, getting him out in space, letting him make plays. Obviously, like, it's only 58 yards, so it wasn't a lot, but this is a good Browns defense. That could have been a lot worse. And, I mean, I think he got more yards on that than Gibbs got on 11 catches today for 45 yards.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's super good. There was one run Ashton had. I don't know if you saw it. It was early on in the game, but he just ran straight up the middle and
trucked the guy at like 10-yard line.
Trucked that guy. Ooh, boy, he is so gross. Freaking good.
That was gross.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The Raiders got some good pieces, but like this is what you do when your QB is taking sack after sack after sack and the O-line is letting you down, is getting your running back, getting the ball quick out of your QB's hands, but to the running back and setting up screens for him. Who was I watching? Atlanta does such a good job of setting up screen passes for Bijan. That is one thing I'll say with the play calling when they get Bijan out in space. They do such a good job of it. So that's great to see.
You want to hear a funny
but-
stat?
Yeah.
Sorry, not to derail you. Dylan Sampson actually got more involved in this game. We saw the touchdown reception he got live, broke it, you know, what was it, 66 yards? Yeah. So listen to this. He had 7 carries for 23 yards, but he had his longest rush was 26 yards.
Oh.
So he lost 3 yards on the other 6 carries. And then receiving wise, he had 59 yards on 2 receptions, but his longest catch was 66 yards. So he lost 6 yards or 7 yards on reception.
What's the meme with the lady and or the dude with the beard and all the math equations? That's so funny.
X-Files. That's just wild. It's good to see him getting usage. He needs to be more of a scat back. He's never going to be a good rusher, really. But he's a good.
He could be a good third down back, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, Browns, man, they got some good pieces, but I wish they could have followed something similar like what the Jets did. Like, go get your first man, just full tank. Stop being scared to let go of some of these older guys on defense and on offense. Like, just cut them loose, start fresh, stack up some picks for the next couple of years. And picks are king. You don't have to use that pick in the draft. You can use your picks to trade up and acquire players that are already in the NFL. The ceiling is just it's limitless. But it looks like the Browns are just going to keep, using what they got, hopefully hitting on a couple guys and seeing where they go. But what was I saying about the Raiders? I can't remember now.
They're bad.
They're very bad. At least Brock Bowers is getting 9 targets and getting somewhat involved. I was really going to be curious to see who was going to emerge as the wide receiver 2 once they traded Jacoby. And
who's the one?
Well, you would think Trey Tucker, I guess, with 10 targets. Golly, 10 targets and 3 catches.
But 3 catches.
The worst thing about Geno Smith, man, is his pocket awareness is
so bad.
God awful, dude. And when he sees the pressure coming in his face, he always steps in the pocket when he shouldn't step up in the pocket, and he always rolls out when he shouldn't roll out.
Yeah.
It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. And there's so many times when he had opportunities to throw it away. You know what it kind of reminds me of is Caleb Williams a little bit. Caleb Williams is a little more spry and can, escape a little bit better. But Geno just holds on to the ball way too long and just makes these horrible decisions, and it's so bad to watch. But anyways, back to the receiver conversation. Here we are, Tyler Lockett, 4 catches for 62 yards. Not what I expected. But Raiders seem like they need to trade everyone too and start fresh, which they'll never do.
They just need to build up the offensive line and draft a quarterback. That's what they need to do. And honestly, I think they should bench Geno for Aiden O'Connell. Aiden's coming back. I think he's off injured reserve now, so he should be able to start next week. I think they should give him a shot. I think this is a Chip Kelly thing too. Chip Kelly's not a good offensive coordinator in the NFL. He's had a lot of success in college. He's not good in the NFL. But yeah, 10 sacks on Geno today. Myles Garrett had 3 of them. Myles Garrett currently has 15 sacks right now. He's leading the NFL in sacks. The record is 22.5, so he needs 7 more sacks in the next 6 games to break the record. It's 22.5.
Wow.
So actually, 8 sacks he needs.
So I'm guessing he's a leading favorite for Defense Player of the Year.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else other than maybe Will Anderson.
But if the NFL is fair, like they have been the past years, not giving the guy the same award 2 times in a year and stripping or taking it from TJ Watt like they didn't give it to Myles Garrett, then if we're going to keep playing by those rules, then Myles Garrett doesn't deserve Defensive Player of the Year.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on because we're way over. We'll talk really quick on this Cowboys-Eagles game because we were commenting on a lot of it. Cowboys pull it out in overtime. They win 24-21. Eagles fall. The biggest thing to me is the Cowboys smashed on that Quinnen Williams trade. That Quinnen Williams trade has changed their season because they were just dog water defense, especially against the run. You
Bengals-esque defense.
Yes, very much so. And you add in Quinnen Williams in that middle and that interior, and look at this: Saquon Barkley, 10 carries for 22 yards, and like part of that's probably the offensive line for the Eagles because he struggled all year. But that's a credit to the Cowboys defense because if this game had happened before the trade deadline, Saquon would have had a much bigger game. But what did you see from this one, Cabes?
Yeah, I think the play calling for Philly is still just really not where it should be. I think they could be getting a lot more creative and getting the ball down the field. But, I mean, this is a game that Jalen Hurts should have been just tearing up this defense with AJ and Devonta and Goddard. He really should have. If there's any truth to him being a half-decent passing quarterback, then he should have tore him up. It wasn't horrible, 27 completions, 289 yards. But it's still like these A.J. Brown curls and slants. And every now and then it's Devonta across the middle for like 15. Man, he threw a deep ball to Devonta, and Devonta adjusted beautifully to come down with it. But, man, put some trust in your receivers, dude. Like, if they have the one-on-one, I don't care if they're stride for stride. Like, Devonta and A.J. are great contested receivers. A.J. arguably top 3 in the league. Like, that's what he's known for, is getting positioning, deep down the field. So I'm still confused why we're not pushing the ball down the field if we're Philly.
And I will say in their defense that AJ and Devonta both had good games. Devonta had 89 yards and 6 catches. AJ had 110 yards and 8 catches. Saquon even added 52 yards on 7 receptions. Dallas Goedert didn't really do anything. This was a game where I think what happened, they got out to an early lead. They got complacent, and they just couldn't convert third downs in the second half. So they kept having to punt the ball back to the Cowboys and kept giving them a chance. The Cowboys are scrappy, dude.
And the turnovers. The turnovers really hurt the Eagles this game.
Yeah, fumble on Saquon, fumble on Gibson. Yeah, not good. But yeah, good for the Cowboys keeping their playoff hopes alive. Love to see it. And George Pickens, man. George Pickens, 9 catches, 146 yards and a touchdown. Almost double what literally double what CeeDee Lamb had, his stat line.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing of real quick, just to touch on CeeDee Lamb, but gosh, what's going on? Just so many drops lately from CD. He gets in trouble last week from being out late and partying, whatever. But yeah, he out targets Pickens. He has 11 targets and Pickens has 9, and only comes down with 4 catches. Obviously, George is keeping the offense going, especially in the passing game. So thank God. And imagine if they didn't have George right now and CD was playing this way. Like this could be a completely different story. But maybe this does kind of reflect on CD's play style. He's so used to like this mass volume of targets, all over the field. And it's kind of what has made him big. And I don't know, maybe the quality of targets or maybe where he's getting the targets, it's just like he's not used to it. I don't know. It's very interesting to see, and I'm hoping he can turn it around because I do like CD.
Well, and like you said, he's had a lot of drops. So like it doesn't feel like his head's in the game really the last 2 weeks. And Pickens is just playing, out of his mind, really. And so I think teams have been accustomed to, double CeeDee Lamb. You got to stop CeeDee Lamb if you want to stop the Cowboys. The offense runs through him. And Brian Schottenheimer said at the beginning of the year, we need to have Pickens be able to be our other 1. He's not a 2, he's a 1. And we need him and CD to be interchangeable, and that's exactly what they've done. And, full credit. Brian Schottenheimer has done such an incredible job with this team this year. I know they've lost some games, and they're about 500 right now. But, I just think that he's done a great job, changed the culture with the team, and going and getting Pickens was just an incredible move.
Yeah.
And even trading Micah Parsons has turned out like decent. Obviously their defense was bad without him, but they've got picks and they add Quinnen Williams, and Quinnen Williams has been a huge hit for them. So Exciting for
And
the
I mean,
Cowboys' future.
Exactly. And just the grit of the team not giving up, being down 21-0 going to the half, not giving up on the run game. Javante still had 20 attempts for 87 yards. They just didn't give up. They knew it wasn't over. That's just great showing by the Cowboys. I've never been a big Cowboys guy, but game recognizes game, I guess you
Game
could say.
recognized game, bruh.
And I'm recognizing right now. But
all right,
man, we never get to shout out our brothers parlay for the game tonight.
Our brothers parlay was terrible earlier. We did a 1 o'clock. We did a 4 o'clock. Not worth mentioning. We did put one in for Sunday night tonight. What did we put? Hold on, I'm pulling it up. We had Baker Mayfield over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Terrence Ferguson, anytime touchdown, and then Chris Godwin
big
with 4
boy.
receptions.
Slammer.
So if anybody wants to ride with us, maybe you can hit it live. But we will see.
We will.
All right. With that, it is time to go because I want to go in and watch this game. But thank you everybody for joining. It's been awesome. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave us a like, comment. Helps us in the algorithm. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're active on all 3 of those. You can keep up with us on the day-to-day. And then also, if you don't get to listen to the streams right when they happen, you can listen to us on podcasts on your way into work, your way home from work, anywhere podcasts are streamed. This is a great episode to listen to on your way into work on Monday morning because we broke down all the games. You can hear us, celebrate and mourn all the performances we saw. But anyway, we will see you on Tuesday, talk fantasy football. And with that, we will see you later. Have a great rest of your evening. Enjoy the game tonight and tomorrow night.
Ladies, we did the research for you. Fellas, pay attention. We've partnered up with Bonheur Jewelry. Bonheur is a celebrity favorite, eco-friendly jewelry company based in New York City. They're adored by stars such as Emma Watson, Gal Gadot, Katy Perry, Kim Kardashian, Kendall Jenner, and Hailey Bieber. Their designs have been featured in top publications including Vogue, Elle, V Magazine, and on major platforms. We love them. They have great pricing for luxury jewelry. It's something that you can start planning for before the holidays get here and get it early. Click on the link in our show notes below. You can sign up for 15% off your first order. When you support our partners, you support FanFeed Network. Check them out.